Welcome to the lullaby. Let's begin with today's story. Close your eyes now, and let yourself settle. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the softness beneath you. There's nowhere you need to be. Nothing you need to do. Tonight, you're traveling somewhere peaceful. Somewhere the world moves slowly. Somewhere time is measured by tides and sunrise. You're in a small fishing village, before dawn. The world is still mostly dark, but there's a softness to the darkness now, a hint that light is coming. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the smell of salt water and damp wood and the faint scent of coffee from somewhere nearby. You're walking down a narrow street toward the harbor. The cobblestones are smooth under your feet, worn by centuries of fishermen walking this same path. The houses on either side are dark and quiet, their windows like closed eyes. But here and there, a light glows warm behind a curtain. Early risers, like you. People who know the sea's schedule. The street slopes gently downward, leading you toward the water. You can hear it now, even before you see it. The soft slap of waves against wooden hulls. The creak of rope and timber. The cry of a gull, awake before the sun. The harbor opens before you as you round the last corner. The water is dark, almost black, but starting to catch the first hints of pre-dawn light. Silver and gray mixing with the darkness. Fishing boats rock gently at their moorings, their masts swaying in a slow, patient rhythm. There's a small cafe at the edge of the harbor. Light spills from its windows, warm and welcoming. The door is propped open, and you can smell coffee now, strong and rich, mixing with the salt air. You walk toward it, drawn by the warmth and light. Inside, the cafe is simple. Wooden tables, worn smooth by years of use. Bent wood chairs. A long counter where a man in his 60s stands, pouring coffee into thick ceramic mugs. He looks up as you enter, nods a quiet greeting. No words needed. He pours you a cup without asking. You take the coffee to a table by the window. The mug is warm in your hands. You wrap both palms around it, feeling the heat seep into your skin. Outside, the harbor is slowly waking. A figure moves along the dock, checking ropes. Another climbs aboard a boat, disappearing into the cabin. The coffee is hot and strong. You sip it slowly, letting the warmth travel down your throat, into your chest. There's no hurry. The tide won't turn for another hour. The sun won't rise for 40 minutes. This time before dawn belongs to those who are awake to claim it. More fishermen arrive at the cafe. They enter quietly, nod to each other, pour their coffee. Some sit alone. Some gather at a table, speaking in low voices that don't disturb the morning stillness. Their conversation is sparse. A comment about the weather. A question about equipment. Long silences between words that feel comfortable, natural. Through the window, you watch the sky change. It's no longer pure black. Now it's deep blue, the color of deep water, with a band of lighter blue along the eastern horizon. The stars are fading, though a few bright ones still hold on, reluctant to give up the night. You finish your coffee and step back outside. The air has changed subtly. Still cool, but with a freshness to it now, a sense of the day beginning. The gulls are more active, circling above the harbor, calling to each other in their sharp, insistent voices. You walk along the dock. The wooden planks are solid beneath your feet, worn smooth by weather and footsteps. The water below is clearer now, reflecting the growing light. You can see the dark shapes of pilings disappearing into the depths, covered with barnacles and seaweed that sways with the gentle current. A fisherman is preparing his boat. He's an older man, maybe 70, with weathered brown skin and strong hands that move with the efficiency of long practice. He's coiling rope, checking nets, moving around the small vessel with the careful balance of someone who's spent a lifetime on boats. He glances up, sees you watching. "Morning," he says. His voice is rough but not unkind. "Morning," you reply. "Want to come along?" he asks, nodding toward the boat. "I could use the company." You nod. "Why not? You have nowhere else to be." He helps you aboard. The boat rocks slightly under your weight, then steadies. It's small, maybe 20 feet long, with a tiny cabin at the front and an open deck at the back. Everything is neat, organized, each piece of equipment in its place. Nets folded carefully, buoys stacked, a cooler secured against the side. "Cast off that line," he says, pointing to the rope securing the stern. You untie it from the cleat on the dock, toss it onto the boat. He does the same with the bowline. Then he moves to the wheel, starts the engine. It coughs once, twice, then settles into a steady, reassuring rumble. The boat eases away from the dock. The harbor water is calm, barely rippling. Other boats are heading out too, a small fleet moving in a loose group toward the harbor mouth. No one rushes. The pace is steady, unhurried. This is work, but it's work that understands the value of patience. You stand at the side of the boat, one hand resting on the rail, watching the village slide past. The houses along the waterfront are painted in soft colors. Pale yellow, light blue, cream white. Their colors are muted in the pre-dawn light, like a photograph that's fading with age. The boat passes the harbor entrance, marked by two stone breakwaters that reach out into the sea like protective arms. Beyond them, the water changes. It's no longer sheltered and calm. There's a swell now, gentle but persistent. The boat rises and falls with it. Rise and fall, rise and fall, a rhythm as old as the ocean itself. The fisherman stands at the wheel, one hand resting lightly on the worn wood. He's not steering much, just making small adjustments, following a course he knows by heart. His eyes scan the water ahead, reading it the way you might read a book. Looking for signs, changes in color, patterns in the waves. The sky continues its slow transformation. The band of gold along the horizon is wider now, brighter. The deep blue above is giving way to lighter shades. Gray blue, silver blue. The stars have vanished completely. The night has let go. Should be good fishing today, the fisherman says. Not to you specifically. Just saying it to the morning, to the sea. You nod, though you have no idea what makes a day good for fishing. But it feels right to agree, to share in his quiet optimism. The boat travels steadily onward. The village is far behind now, a cluster of lights growing smaller. Ahead, There's nothing but water and sky. The horizon line where they meet is sharper now, more defined as the light grows stronger. The fisherman slows the engine, lets it idle. "This is good," he says. He moves to the back of the boat, begins preparing his nets. His movements are practiced, efficient. No wasted motion. He's done this thousands of times. You help where you can, though mostly you just watch. There's something meditative about his work. The way he checks each section of net. The way he secures the weights. The way he tests the strength of the lines. Everything done with care, with attention. The net goes over the side with a splash. It unfurls as it sinks, spreading out beneath the surface. The fisherman pays out more line, letting it descend to the depth he wants. Then he secures it, sets the boat to drift slowly. "Now we wait," he says. He reaches into a storage box, pulls out a thermos. Pours coffee into a cup, offers you some. You accept gratefully. The coffee is still hot, still strong. You sip it slowly, feeling the warmth spread through you again. The two of you sit on the edge of the boat, feet dangling, watching the water. The swells continue their gentle rhythm. Rise and fall. Rise and fall. The boat rocks with them, a soothing motion that makes you feel sleepy in the best way. And then it happens. The sun breaks the horizon. It starts as a brilliant point of gold, so bright you have to squint. Then it becomes a half circle, climbing slowly. The water catches the light, transforms into a field of dancing gold. The waves sparkle. The spray from the bow glows. Everything is touched by this new light. The fisherman watches it in silence. You do too. There's nothing to say. This moment speaks for itself. The sun continues to rise, faster now that it's cleared the horizon. The sky blooms with color. Gold fades to orange, to pink, to the palest blue. Clouds you couldn't see before are suddenly visible, painted in shades of rose and amber. The fisherman finishes his coffee, stands. "Time to check the net," he says. He starts the winch. The net rises slowly from the depths, water streaming from it. As it breaks the surface, you can see fish caught in its mesh. Silver bodies flashing. Not many, but enough. A good catch, apparently, from the satisfied nod the fisherman gives. He pulls the net aboard carefully, begins removing the fish. His hands are quick but gentle. He places each one in the cooler, packed with ice. Some he releases back into the water, too small or the wrong species. They disappear beneath the surface with quick flicks of their tails. The net is stowed. The cooler is closed. The fisherman wipes his hands on a cloth, tucks it away. He starts the engine again, turns the boat back toward harbor. The journey back feels different. The sun is well up now. The sky is fully light, a clear pale blue. The sea has changed color too, from black to gray to a deep green blue. You can see other boats scattered across the water, all doing the same slow work. As you approach the harbor, you can see the village has woken. Lights are on in most of the houses now. Smoke rises from chimneys. People move along the streets. The day has truly begun. The boat glides back into its slip. The fisherman kills the engine. You help secure the lines, tying them to the cleats with the knots he shows you. Simple knots, but strong. Everything in this world is simple and strong. Thank you for the company, the fisherman says. He's unloading his catch now, transferring it to bins on the dock. Thank you for taking me, you reply. He nods, already focused on his work. But there's a slight smile on his weathered face. He enjoyed the morning too. You walk back up the dock, toward the village. Your feet are steady on the wooden planks. The sun is warm on your shoulders now. The day has weight to it, substance. But you've already experienced something special. Those quiet hours before dawn, watching the world wake up. The cafe is busier now. More people, more noise. But you don't go in. Instead, you turn down a different street, one that leads away from the harbor. You find yourself on a path that runs along the coast. Rough grass on either side, dotted with wildflowers. The ocean is always visible, always present, to your right. Its waves break against the rocks below with a steady rhythm. Crash and wash, crash and wash. You walk slowly. There's no destination. Just the walking itself, one foot in front of the other. The path curves and winds, following the natural line of the coast. Sometimes it climbs, sometimes it descends. Always it continues. You come to a bench, weathered gray by salt and sun. It faces the ocean, positioned to take in the view. You sit. The wood is warm from the morning sun. Comfortable. From here, you can see a long stretch of coastline. Rocky cliffs. Small beaches tucked into coves. The water stretching out to the horizon, vast and endless. A few boats dot the distance, tiny shapes on all that blue. The wind blows gently, constant. It carries the smell of salt and seaweed. It ruffles your hair, cools your skin. It's been blowing like this for thousands of years. It will blow like this for thousands more. You close your eyes, just for a moment. Just to feel the sun on your face. The wind on your skin. The solid bench beneath you. The sound of the waves below. Time passes. You're not sure how much. It doesn't matter. When you open your eyes, the sun is higher. The day is firmly established. But that doesn't change the peace you feel. The quiet satisfaction of a morning well spent. You rise from the bench, continue along the path. It leads eventually back to the village, completing a loop. As you walk the last stretch, you can see the harbor again. The fishing boats have all returned. They bob gently at their moorings, resting after their morning work. The fisherman's boat is among them. Empty now, cleaned and put away, ready for tomorrow's dawn, when the whole gentle cycle will begin again. You make your way back through the village. The streets are familiar now. The salt air, the distant sound of waves, the cry of gulls overhead. You find a quiet spot to rest. A comfortable place where you can close your eyes and remember the morning. The dawn, the fishing boat, the sunrise breaking over the water. Your breathing slows, deepens. The rhythm of the waves is still with you. Rise and fall, rise and fall. The gentle rocking of the boat. The swells moving beneath you. Your body feels heavy now. Pleasantly tired. The fresh air, the sea, the early morning, all of it creating this perfect drowsiness. Let yourself sink into it. Into the quiet, into the peace. The waves keep their rhythm below. Steady, eternal, like breathing, in and out, in and out. The fishing village continues its day somewhere. But you don't need to think about that. You don't need to think about anything. Just rest. Just let the sound of the waves carry you deeper. The village sounds fade. Everything softens. Everything quiets. You're drifting now. Floating. Carried on gentle currents toward sleep. The fisherman's boat rocks in its slip. The tide moves. The waves keep their ancient rhythm. And you sleep. Safe. Peaceful. Held by the memory of the dawn. The sea. The quiet beauty of it all. Sleep now. The ocean keeps watch. The village dreams. The sun crosses the sky. And you rest. You let go. You drift into peace. The waves whisper their lullaby. Older than memory. Older than words. Just water meeting shore. Again and again. Forever. Sleep. Deep sleep. Peaceful sleep. You're safe here. Held by the rhythm of the tides and the memory of the morning. Rest well. Sleep now.